Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about this mountain bike. Well, this is my used to be mountain bike. I already changed it a bit. If you notice, the tires are not mountain bike tires. They are sleek and they are a bit narrow. I use this bicycle pretty much for urban commuting, and usually I don't talk much about this bicycle. I usually talk more about my speed bikes, my speed bike, that blue one, and the red one that I used to have. But this is a bike that I've been working with, and I'd like to talk about the transmission, like chain rings and freewheel. There is something very interesting that I would like to share. So I'm going to zoom in this area, and I'm going to show you what I did, what kind of changes I did on this bike, and how and why I recommend it. If this is your case, it could be something very interesting. Let's go there. Okay, so zooming in this transmission, here we can see the cranks, the crankset, the chain, and the freewheel. And the one thing that you may notice is, where's the front derailleur? The front derailleur is here. It used to be here. I removed, and this is probably the main reason why I removed this front derailleur, because well, first of all, let me just show. This was the crankset I used to have. It's a 3 chain rings. The smallest one is 28 teeth. The mid one is 38, and the bigger one is 48. I pretty much never used the 2 smaller ones. I always kept the chain in the bigger one, because here where I live it's very flat. So I usually don't have a need for these smaller ones. And by keeping only the big one, many times I had combinations of this big one with the freewheel that let the chain to rub the front derailleur. I didn't like it. So in the end I had a front derailleur. I didn't need a front derailleur, and it was still rubbing my chain and causing me driving me nuts. So for this reason I decided to remove. I put a bigger chain ring. This one here is from a speed bike. It's 52 tooth. The other one I think is 40 or 42, but I don't use it. I only keep the bigger one, you know. And so this gives me more speed on flat, and here's very flat. And eventually, let's say that one day, even though it's very flat, sometimes we have some ups and downs. Let's say one day I face an uphill, and it's very steep. So in this case, instead of the normal first cog of 28 teeth, which is usually what we have in most of the 7-speed freewheels, this one here is a kind of Megarange. It's not a Megarange because Megarange is a brand name for Shimano, and this is not Shimano, this is a Falcon. But the quantity of teeth is the same. And this is a 34 teeth instead of 28. So what happens is, normally I only use from the second and down. Even if I had like a 28 teeth, I would barely use it. So it doesn't change much my way of using, except that now I have more speed because of the bigger chain ring. And if one day by any chance I need a big cog for an uphill, then here I have it. I installed it last week, use it once only. It seems to be doing very well so far. So finally, something that I found interesting and should be very useful is the fact that here we have only 2 rings, which means that this big ring is closer to the frame than my previous crankset. My previous crankset, because I was using only the biggest ring, it was far or further from the frame than this new chain rings or crankset. So what happens is, when I'm always now on the big ring. When I'm on the big ring, this chain will be very aligned with the middle cogs in this freewheel. So when I come down, it kind of misalign a bit. When I go up, it misalign a bit, but it's not like before that it was aligned with the smallest one. So when I went up, it misaligned too much. So I think that in the end there will be less lateral tension in this chain because of this smaller misalignment, which is a safer thing. I hope that this chain doesn't jump out from the big ring because of this tension. If it jumps inside, hopefully it will be catched by the internal chain ring, and I hope it doesn't jump outside because it has a guard. So hopefully this is a good solution. Let's see. So that's it. This is what we have now, and I'm going to go out with this bicycle more often to see how it behaves. Hopefully I'll have no issues with the chain jumping out or in, I don't know. Some people say that in cases like this they keep the front derailleur just to hold the chain position, so it has no function of changing the chain between rings, but just to hold in a certain position. I don't like this idea, otherwise I'm gonna have the rubbing again, and this is not nice. But anyway, since now I have a situation where this chain ring is more centralized in comparison to the freewheel, hopefully I won't have this issue. Let's see. With time, I will figure it out. And if by any chance it happens, maybe we're gonna see an updated video of this issue. Anyway, thanks for being here until now. I appreciate your time and attention on this video, and I hope it's useful for anybody that watches it. Thank you and take care. See you around. Bye.